Bryan, how you doing today?
Pretty good in yourself?
Good. My name's Roemello. I know it's our first time meeting today. Welcome to my office.
Sir.
Can I get you anything, some water, maybe?
Yeah, I'll take water.
Water? All right, cool. I'll be right back. One second. Is that water for you?
All right, appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. Oh, man. What a day. How's your day going so far?
Well, it could have been better, if the Cowboys had won this weekend, so it's just one of those things
Yeah, definitely.
that kind of ruins your week.
Yeah, Romeo's coming back hopefully this week, so.
Yeah, hopefully he's back and they get it going, so.
Yeah, my boys, they gotta do better. It's our season. Next season, we got to do it.
I don't know. I think we still got a good chance for the playoffs if Romo comes back and keep it going.
Hopefully. So, what brings you in today? Tell me a little about yourself today.
Well, my main reason for coming in is get a financial advisor to help me make sure I'm set up for my retirement. I think I'm doing pretty well so far, but I'd like to get another person's opinion and just make sure I'm completely funded for my retirement once I get to that point. I'm 50 now, so I'm looking at retiring maybe 10 to 15 years from now. I plan on retiring, so I just kind of want to make sure I'm gonna make my goals by then.
Before I ask, you mind if I take notes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure, thank you. Okay, and you said sorry, how old are you right now?
I'm 50 years old.
And you're married, correct?
Yes, sir.
And your wife's name?
Crystal.
And how old is she?
She's 48.
So, we're looking at trying to make sure we're getting ready for retirement.
Yes, sir.
Alright, that sounds great. We definitely help you out with that. One thing I was asking about how are you doing right now? How much do you have saved up now? Do you have any accounts with your employer or anything?
Well, I actually own my own insurance agency, so I've got my business that, I'm not concerned with legacy issues, so I plan on actually selling that when I do retire. We can talk about how much that's going to be later, but, in my own personal accounts, I've got about $500,000 already put aside, but it's all strictly in mutual funds. So I'm not.
How much was that?
$500,000 in mutual funds, but the only reason I even still have mutual funds is because that's what I was told when I was younger, just invest in those, and so I just kind of left it there and just kept it going and never really gone outside of that. And then I've also, like I said, not worried about legacy issues, so the house could be something we can look into for selling off or something like that as well.
Okay, well, before I dive really deep into that, I want to ask, get to just know you. I want to get to know you better. So, how long have you and your wife been married?
22 years.
22 years. Congratulations. Any kids?
Yes, 2 kids.
2 kids?
Boy and a girl, both about early high school.
Early high school, awesome. So, are they getting close to going off to college?
Yes.
Awesome. Any plans for them? Just where they want to go?
Well, me and my wife both graduated from Texas Tech, so I think they're kind of wanting to stay in our footsteps and go to Tech as well. They've never really talked outside of Tech, so it's just kind of always been Texas Tech.
Well, I've definitely graduated from Texas Tech. That's a great choice. So, I definitely recommend that.
Go Raiders.
Yes, definitely. For life. Any plans on funding them?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, no one paid for my college. Same for my wife, no one paid for her college. We had to earn it on our own together. We were both started off young and put ourselves through school with no help from our parents. My thing, I'll pay for my kids' college until they start failing. Once they start failing classes or, not putting any effort, then I'm done. And that's been causing issues with me and my wife because she wants to just pay for everything regardless of their grades. And I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want them to feel they deserve it if they're not going to, maintain the type thing. They've got to earn and keep.
Definitely understand. I actually really respect that. Awesome. So, you told me that you were also a veteran too, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service for that. Do you have any benefits from that? From being?
I still get my disability check just because they diagnosed me with PTSD when I was just getting out. I spent 2 tours to Iraq and then 1 to Afghanistan. So, I came back and they diagnosed me with that PTSD, so I get a small check for that every month. But other than that, I really don't mess with them because VA is kind of hard to deal with.
Again, thank you for your service. That's really amazing. The fact that you're being able to persevere through that disability is awesome. But good thing that you are receiving disability checks for that is very beneficial.
I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for your service. So what does your wife do?
She's a social worker, actually.
Social work.
Yeah, she graduated Tech with her master's in social work, so she does that. She does very well for herself.
So how much would you say you make? Annually?
I make about $130,000 a year myself,
And your wife?
and Crystal's pulling in about $75,000.
So together we're looking at 205 together.
Yes, sir.
That's really good. Are y'all having any like financial struggles right now? Anything?
No, I mean,
Seem like you have a pretty great income right now.
yeah, we're doing very well. I've always, taken care, budgeted our money, so we live well within our means, and we're not extravagant. We don't go out and buy all the fancy stuff, and I just felt like it was always, I took a personal financial planning class when I was at Tech, and it actually benefited me because it helped me gain a little perspective on how to maintain my money, and that's what I keep trying to instill upon my kids as well. So we're well within our means, and we have plenty of money to spend.
That's great. I'm really glad to hear that. You're living well within your means. Sounds like y'all are doing well off. I'm glad that you already have some financial knowledge because I think that's everyone should have. Especially that's one reason I love my job, just to help people like you who you already have some, at least some kind of knowledge on some financial literacy, but a lot of other people just don't know, have troubles dealing with other things, and that's what I mean. First of all, I love my job so much, helping people. So I really am enjoying getting to know you right now, Bryan, and I would really love to help you with your retirement goals. So I feel like I've gotten know you quite a bit. So just to dive in a little bit, I guess, on some of you and Crystal's goals. What are your expectations upon retirement?
Well, when I retire, I'm gonna have.
First of all, I'm sorry. What age would you like to retire?
Well, anywhere between 60 and 65, really, just because I think I've done very well for myself, and I've put enough. I still have enough money to put back, and I think we could, retire earlier than most people and live, comfortably.
There's definitely I feel like everyone should be able to do that if they feel they need to. We just want to make sure that you do have enough, of course, retirement funds to be able to do so. What about your wife? What age does she?
That's the same. We want to
Same.
retire on the exact same time. She's 2 years younger than me, so 2 years before I do.
One thing I love about my job is just being able to help make sure everyone can do that when they want. So you said you have about $500,000 in mutual funds. Has that been increasing a lot over the past years?
No, not really. I know a little bit about investments, and the mutual funds just don't grow as much. But I started it when I was young and just kept it because that's what I was told when I was young. I just never really made any opportunities to take advantage of anything else. So I was really hoping that y'all could help me, kind of diversify that or find me an investment that actually grow, to the point where I want, between now and then.
So does your wife have any?
Yeah, she has about, I think in her retirement account, she has about $300,000 put away.
So as you're saying, you want to reallocate this money to help increase your investments, which is something we can definitely do. One thing I would like to have you do, and also your wife, that's something I want to talk about, is maybe somewhere down the road we can have a meeting with both of you and your wife, so I can be a client for both of y'all, help both of y'all's needs and goals for retirement, since we plan on retirement together, and that way I see exactly when we can combine what y'all want, I can better help y'all effectively plan for your retirement. So one thing I would like to have y'all do is take this risk assessment test. And basically what that's gonna do is just judge how risk tolerant or risk averse both you and your wife are. So then, based off those risk scores, we can reallocate your funds into what's appropriate based on y'all's risk tolerance.
Okay.
That way, we can be more risk and take more risk and invest more into the stock market, or if y'all are risk averse and just don't want to, or really afraid about that, and we can, have a more conservative portfolio or anything like that, just to make sure that we get the most beneficial portfolio for both of y'all, so that when we do retire, that y'all can retire comfortably. Are there any major goals that you have, like maybe travel or buying a car, moving, planning goals like that for the time?
Yeah, we plan on traveling at least once a year. One big one real big trip every year from the time we retire till in our late 70s. Probably stop traveling so much in our 80s, but those first several years we want to make one big trip a year.
Where you plan on going?
Alaska would be awesome. I'd like to go see Rome. Even go to the Sahara Desert or something. Just get out there and explore, do things we never got to do when we were younger.
That's the whole plan. Might as well do it now too. Since retirement, that's the best time to do it. You're not working. You got all this money, which is hopefully the plan. And then that way you and your wife can just enjoy the rest of your life together. So seeing the world would be really great. Something I really love to help you accomplish. One other question I had for you was, about your wife. Excuse me. Sorry, I spaced out. So, do you have any goals for retirement or that relate to leaving, requesting anything to your two children?
Well, for me, no. Both of my kids are going to go to school. They're going to accomplish their own goals, and I don't foresee them wanting to even stay in Lubbock or stay in the same house they grew up in. I kind of see them wanting to buy their own place and take care of their own, their own home. So, leaving a home, no. I'm already paying for their school. They should be able to accomplish, what I've accomplished with that. So, leaving them money is really not an option with me. I've got no legacy concerns with that. I might donate money to charity just because I don't want to have a bunch of money in the state. Get to that point where I might have to pay an estate tax. I could donate a bunch of money to charity and be fine with it because, I don't foresee my kids needing my money, and I don't expect them to want to rely on that. But my wife, on the other hand, she is, just stuck on leaving the kids the house, leaving them every dollar we have put away. Same thing for when we eventually have grandkids. She's just set on all this legacy stuff for our family, and I'm just like, you didn't get anything. You're not going to receive an inheritance from anybody. Why should we spend all this time accumulating this money from our own hard work and just give it away to our kids? We appreciate the things that we have because of all the hard work we put in, and I want my kids to have that same goal, that accomplishment when they're my age, and I have no reason to give them anything. My wife is just completely opposite.
Yeah, so to definitely respect that, but to touch on that, so you don't want to leave pretty much anything to your children.
No.
So they should work for it.
Yes.
And then your wife, she wants to actually leave some things for her.
Yeah.
So I actually see that. Does that create conflict between y'all?
Oh yeah, I think we get into it just about every other day about it because now that we're starting to talk to a planner like you and really start making these plans with the will and get all our stuff set up so we can have our estate taken care of. It's just started arguments left and right because she wants to leave everything and I don't.
So maybe would you be willing to meet in the middle with her? Because maybe one thing we could do is you said you're willing to donate to charity. We can set up trusts to that benefit not only your children, but it can also benefit charities, and they can have restrictions where they only receive some of those assets if you think they deserve it. That way, it's kind of a win-win for both of y'all. That's a option. I feel like we can definitely go over. We obviously don't have to make any decisions. I'd really like to talk to you and your wife about it, but just to make sure that like I said, I know I'm inclined to, but as a whole, I want to be able to accomplish all of y'all's goals together. So that make both y'all happy. So I would definitely like to try to meet in the middle with y'all, if possible, since you said it's creating some conflict, and I don't want to. I want to be able to make sure both y'all's wants are fulfilled as best as possible.
You know, like they say, happy wife, happy life. So
Sir, that is
you know,
exactly true.
I guess I can give a little wiggle room. Just I don't want to leave a substantial amount of money to my kids. They
I understand.
need to earn it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I definitely understand that. We can definitely work with that. So, are there any other like financial concerns that y'all have that y'all might have other than like assets?
No, I mean, I guess the main thing would be, you know, reallocating our investments so we can actually get better growth and have that amount of money we want in the future. So that's the biggest thing for me. And other than that, I think we're doing very well. I mean, unless you see something, once you dive into all our stuff, if you see something that you know want to talk to us about it, be happy to go over that.
Definitely, yes. Me and my team will definitely go through all of your portfolio and all your assets that you have. Come up with this plan for y'all. One question I forgot to ask? How much do you plan on having?
Well, my
What you
thing
like
is,
to have?
what I've always been told is that it's like $1 million per person when they retire. So my goal is to hit 2 million, if not more, when we both retire. Because, like I said, I don't want to worry about anything. I don't want to be dependent on my kids. You know, when I get, you know, I never want to have to depend on anybody. I want to rely on my own money to fund me all the way pretty much until I die.
Definitely. Y'all are definitely both high income individuals, so I feel like going off of what you're giving me, y'all probably have quite a few expenses. Maybe like your living expenses might be kind of high, so we definitely need to make sure that we can accommodate those upon retirement. But from what you've been telling me, you know, how much money I have saved up and what your goals are, I really feel like we're not going to have any problem coming up with a great plan for you and your wife, which is going to be really amazing. I really love to help you accomplish the goals, you know, traveling and stuff. That's something I always want to do. I love traveling, seeing all these places, as well as, you know, make sure there's something for your children if you feel like they deserve it. It's also a goal that we can definitely accomplish. So you said you own a house, right? You did.
Yes.
Y'all have is that fully paid off?
Yeah, we already paid that off.
Yeah, awesome. Great. So you plan on selling that upon retirement?
You know, I mean, I've looked into and heard about reverse mortgages, so, you know, I think if it ever got to that point, we wouldn't mind doing a reverse mortgage just to kind of see it, you know, help that fund our retirement if we ever needed to. If not, you know, we could look at selling it and donating the assets to charity or doing some kind of thing for charity with the home, because, you know, it's a nice home. I'm sure the Boys and Girls Club could use it or something like that.
Definitely. You can definitely look into that. Probably won't even need to do a reverse home mortgage because of how good y'all are doing so far. And you still have a good 10 to 15 years average to both you and Crystal retire. So maybe we won't need to do that. Possibly leave the home to the kids. I know you said you don't want to. You're not too worried about legacy issues, but that is a possibility if you don't need the home. But there's also just so many things we can do. And like I said, me and my team will come up with a great plan for y'all. So your wife, would you be willing to bring her in sometime for our next meeting?
Yeah, we can do that. We can set up something for her to come in and kind of go over things. You know, she's gonna, you know, women, hard to schedule, and she's gonna have her own opinion just about everything. So it's gonna probably be a back and forth issue, you know, most of the time.
Yeah, that's definitely okay. I deal with couples all the time, marriage couples. You know, I know how to work both sides and make sure we meet in the middle, as I said before, just to make sure that we fit both y'all's wants and goals and wishes. That way, everyone's happy. Like I say, a happy wife, happy life, and that way y'all can both enjoy retirement comfortably. In addition to that, any other financial issues that y'all concerns that you have?
You know, and just I guess really trying to get money put aside for charities and stuff too. You know, that'd be nice. You know, charity issues. Other than that, you know, I think we're doing good. You know, maybe just to if I could really get y'all to dig in and make sure that we have enough money put aside for paying for the kids' colleges while they attend, you know, as long as they're meeting those grades, you know, just make sure we have enough money for, you know, that portion, because we didn't set up any college funds or anything. We just figured we'd pay out of pocket when they got to that point. We never really anticipated being where we are now, so I guess just making sure we have enough money put up correctly so to fund their college and it not tamper with my investments.
So what we'll do next week, I'd love to meet with you and hopefully your wife too. We will have a plan set out of all your money personalities, risk, your risk number, your risk, personal risk number. So, and we will have all your goals planned out and just what we'll do from there, what we'll do with your assets and stuff. We'll move that initial fund around and definitely get some money flowing into both of y'all and have y'all set for retirement. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think I'm good. Just, you know, whenever you're ready to meet up for again, you know, we'll schedule something with the wife.
Yes, sir. I will email you. Yes, I will definitely email y'all. We'll get a meeting in soon. I would love to meet her. I enjoyed talking to you. It was a great meeting. I really enjoyed learning about you, and I definitely want to know. So, if that is all, no questions, then thank you for coming in, Bryan. I appreciate it.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you.